Welcome to the third and final module in this series, Documents and School Procedure. The first two modules in this series have provided you with an understanding of behavior, as well as how to mitigate and respond to unsafe behavior should it occur. With this foundation, we will now move into the last module, where we will be discussing school processes and procedures as they relate to supporting students who engage in unsafe behaviors. In this module, we will cover the following key topics: board philosophy on inclusion and our approach to supporting all students, the role of the school team in supporting students with exceptionalities, familiarization with important documents that are utilized to support students who engage in unsafe behavior, a brief note on maintaining confidentiality, and finally, a detailed outline of the processes and procedures for accessing support when a student engages in unsafe behavior. Our board values and actively supports the inclusion of all students, ensuring every individual feels valued and a part of the school community. Regardless of a student's ability, our goal is to provide a safe learning and working environment for everybody. Some students may have medical, neurological, or developmental disabilities that can manifest into behaviors posing safety concerns. It is crucial to recognize these needs and approach them with an understanding and appropriate strategies. For most of these students, well-planned programs and classroom management techniques are vital. Additionally, having safe intervention plans in place is essential to significantly reduce or eliminate unsafe behaviors. One of the foundational ways schools support students with exceptionalities is through the school team. The school team refers to the core group of staff responsible for monitoring and supporting students. This core team typically includes the principal and vice principal, special education resource teacher or CERT, youth worker and or social worker. And in our secondary schools, students may also be supported by the student success teacher and guidance teachers. For students with specific ongoing concerns, the students team expands to include the core team plus additional staff who regularly interact with the student, such as the classroom teacher and educational assistants. The school team collaborates to develop a plan that supports the student's success within the school environment. The school team's planning process may include developing individualized plans to target skill building, reduce unsafe behaviors, and respond effectively if such behaviors occur. Students may have one or more of the following plans: behavior success and intervention plan, behavior support plan, and safety plan. If a student has one or more of these plans, it is essential to be familiar with its content. This ensures you can provide the necessary support to the individual student and maintain safety for all. We will now review each type of plan, their purpose, and the information they contain. A Behavior Success and Intervention Plan, or BSIP for short, is developed by the school youth worker in collaboration with the school team. This plan is tailored to meet the individual needs of a student and focuses on the skill building while outlining strategies to support the student should unsafe behaviors occur. A BSIP can be created for any student regardless of whether they receive special education services. This plan is a dynamic document that is updated as the student's needs change. Therefore, regular review of the BSIP is essential to ensure you are aware of the latest strategies and supports in place. The information within a BSIP is tailored to meet the specific needs of the student. However, the plan follows a standardized format that consists of 5 sections in which this individualized information is organized. The BSIP includes the following sections. The first section provides definitions of any unsafe behaviors. Within the proactive strategy section, We then focus on the prevention of challenging behaviors by putting in strategies that mitigate triggers. The replacement behavior section is where we clearly outline how we are going to teach alternative behaviors. And the reinforcement schedule section simply describes a schedule for which we will reinforce the behaviors. Should unsafe behaviors occur, the response to unsafe behavior section provides a clear, structured response plan. Lastly, the data tracking section indicates what type of data should be taken in order to monitor the plan's success. Some students may exhibit unsafe behaviors that are more complex or intense. These students may require a more comprehensive plan known as a behavior support plan, or BSP for short. A BSP is developed by a behavior analyst in collaboration with the school team. This plan is based on direct observation, assessment, and data reviewed by the behavior analyst. The BSP, like a BSIP, can be created for any student regardless of whether they receive special education services. Additionally, it is a dynamic document that evolves to meet the changing needs of the student. Therefore, regular review should occur. The information within a BSP is tailored to meet the specific needs of the student. However, the plan follows a standardized format that consists of 8 sections in which the individualized information is organized. The BSIP includes the following sections. The rationale and working hypothesis section explains the purpose of the BSP, detailing why the plan is necessary and what it aims to achieve. It then explains the hypothesized function of the behavior based on the observation, assessment, and data. Within the definition of unsafe behavior section, each behavior is defined in a precise, observable, and measurable manner. Next, we move into the proactive strategy section, which focuses on the prevention of challenging behaviors by putting in strategies to mitigate triggers, and focuses on creating a positive and supportive environment for the individual. The plan then outlines the replacement behaviors and how we are going to teach the student to engage in these skills. Should unsafe behaviors occur, the response to unsafe behavior section provides a clear and structured response plan. The next section is the reinforcement schedule section, which describes a consistent schedule for reinforcing positive behaviors. We then move into the data tracking section, which indicates the type of data that should be taken in order to monitor the plan's success. As a BSP is an in-depth plan created by a behavior analyst, it must be reviewed and approved by the necessary parties. The last plan we will review is the safety plan, a plan that focuses on reducing or avoiding unsafe behavior. A safety plan is a crisis response strategy implemented by a school team when prevention and intervention measures fail to prevent behavior that poses a safety risk. This plan can be created for any student regardless of whether they receive special education services. Like a BSIP and a BSP, the safety plan is a working document and is continuously updated to address the student's needs. Therefore, it should be reviewed on an ongoing basis. In this section, we will go over the critical components of a safety plan for students who may engage in unsafe behaviors. The first portion of the safety plan identifies the members of the student's team as well as their roles and responsibilities should unsafe behavior occur. Following that, the plan moves into a description of the specific unsafe behaviors, identification of potential triggers for those behaviors, indicators or warning signs that potentially unsafe behaviors are imminent, identification of areas or times when risk is highest, and how we will manage and monitor this. Next, we will move into non-physical intervention that will be used to prevent the behavior when warning signs are present. Some of these strategies were reviewed in Module 1. Specific physical interventions that may be required, including which blocks or holds might be used, how to intervene when certain behaviors occur. Note: physical intervention should only be done by staff with training and needs to follow the plan. Next, we have protective personal equipment, or PPE, that may be required. Note: not all safety plans have PPE required. Following that, we move into the identification of staff who will implement the safety plan and what BMS interventions techniques will be used. We will further find details of the support to provide to staff, students, and parents. When and how emergency support will be called, if required, and the documentation to be completed and reported following an incident. Finally, we have a safety plan review process in which the safety plan itself is reviewed following any and all incidents. Information, including any of the students' individualized plans, is shared with staff who work directly with the student. Staff who are provided any information regarding a student, including specific individualized plans, must ensure that information remains confidential. In this final section of the module, we will discuss how you as a staff member can access support from the school team should a student engage in unsafe behavior. There are two different scenarios that will be reviewed. The first being when a student engages in unsafe behavior and there is no imminent risk to self or others. And the second being when a student engages in unsafe behavior and there is imminent risk to self or others. If a student is showing multiple warning signs of escalation and is not responding to strategies staff are attempting to implement, staff should call for support. This includes when staff feel like a second person is needed for safety concerns, though there is no imminent risk to self or others. To access support, staff will use the classroom phone or walkie-talkie to page for support. Staff will state support to and their current location. Staff will follow procedures outlined in the student's safety plan, or BSP, or BSIP. Members of the school team will respond. Staff will take direction from the members of the school team at that time. When prevention and support strategies outlined in individualized plans are not effective in preventing unsafe behaviors, staff will request the support of the BMS response team. BMS refers to Behavior Management Systems, a training provided to support staff and administrators as well as some educators. The BMS team is made up of a staff who have received the training and respond to situations when unsafe student behavior poses imminent risk to the student themselves or others. Imminent risk is defined as an immediate and impending threat of a person causing substantial injury to self or others. When staff need to access the BMS team for support, they will use the classroom phone or walkie-talkie to request the BMS team. Staff will state BMS to and state their current location. Staff will ensure they are using safety strategies outlined in the safety plan or any other individualized plan. Members of the BMS team will respond, and staff will take direction from the BMS team members. In summary, the Wellington Catholic District School Board values and supports the inclusion of all students. The school team is an integral component in supporting students. Students who engage in unsafe behavior may have one or more of the following plans: a BSIP, a BSP, and/or a safety plan. Staff who are provided any information regarding a student, including specific individualized plans, must ensure the information remains confidential. Furthermore, when a student engages in unsafe behaviors, staff will follow strategies outlined in any plan including calling for support or VMS support if imminent risk is present. Thank you for taking the time to review this module.